BFN NFT. Streets reporter of the New World Order, man. You know when people do what you do.
News reporter of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, let y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News Report. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure you check out the graduationparty.org if you want to love one or needing of mathematics tutoring. You get that. That's actually high quality, very affordable, and highly accessible. This is virtual math tutoring. You can access it from anywhere in the world, more specifically, you know, anywhere in the United States. And you know, you can actually get some money on there too if you could pass a mathematics assessment and show that you yourself can tutor. Also, check out BFN Shop. You can find that at www.blackfilenews.com/shop, and that link is actually in the IG bio. We got new paraphernalia up there. Support us as we continue to support y'all, giving y'all truth, you know what I'm saying? Giving y'all straight fitted acts, you know what I'm saying? The whole truth, not these partial truths that these other people like White Fights News and all these other media outlets out here will want to give y'all. Now, I'm gonna get into this story, whatever, because there's a lot of mistruths about it. The middle of this week, a couple days ago, you actually had a New York jury ruling in court that Donald Trump actually did commit sexual battery against E. Jean Carroll, an American journalist who actually filed a civil suit against Donald Trump during the Me Too movement, when there was basically Governor Kathy Hochul in New York had actually opened up a window of time for anybody who had rape cases that had passed the statute of limitations could actually file a case. Now, because it was so long ago, she couldn't file criminally, but she filed a civil case against him for rape. Now, they did not convict him of rape because basically she was unsure if he had actually like penetrated her vagina with his penis, you know what I'm saying? Basically, just to get y'all the raw facts or whatever. But so it's kind of like if she's not sure, you know, the jury's basically like, well, we're not sure. But it's very much understood that he forced himself on her in this clothing store in New York, which was actually across the street from Trump Towers. This is Bergdorf Goodman, where she was actually working at the time. He apparently came there saying that he was so-called looking for a gift to buy a girl, and then ends up pushing her into, like, you know, one of the dressing stalls, and, you know, forced himself on her essentially. Now, here's where the stupidity of Donald Trump and all you MAGA motherfuckers that still want to follow him come in. Either stupidity or evilness, or maybe a combination of the both. But basically, he had a deposition for this case. He did not show up to the civil case. It's a civil case, so he doesn't have to show up. It's not a criminal case. It was a civil case. He did not show up, did not testify on his own behalf. Yeah, he's out here in the streets claiming he doesn't know who this woman is, like he said during his presidency when it first came up, and like he's continuing to say, like he doubled down on even after this verdict in the CNN town hall meeting, basically saying he doesn't know who, basically, I don't know who this bitch is, like, you know what I'm saying? She's a whack job, you know what I mean, without the bitch. But he might have even said that on camera. I am unsure about that, but he's definitely, I'm sure, said it behind off camera, you know, behind the scenes and all of that. But nevertheless, back to the deposition that they had, where basically it's just the jury watching him be cross-examined, and they had brought up that Access Hollywood interview that came up during his initial run for the U.S. presidency, where he was talking to, one of the hosts of Access Hollywood, and he thought the mic was off, and he's basically talking about how, you know, when you're a star, they let you do what you want, you know what I'm saying? Like, you kiss them, grab them by the pussy, whatever. Just talking about women, essentially. What we now fully understand, I hope so, people, but saying things that what we now understand is considered sexual assault. I mean, and I'll get into how I personally feel about that, you know, at the end. But nevertheless, you know, they brought that up in the suit, and, you know, it's basically exactly what he's being accused of in dealing with E. Jean Carroll. Now, let me tell y'all something, because a lot of y'all might be like, yo, this bitch is lying. You know, make no mistake about it. I'm not no male chauvinist or anything like that, whatever. But when it comes to matters of like abuse and rape, bitches be lying. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not ruling that out. Like, you know what I'm saying? This ain't no super liberal, you know what I mean, super democratic rant or anything like that. You know what I mean? The fact is, bitches do be lying, but they also be keeping it a band, and these men be out here lying too on these situations. So what is convincing is that, first off, even after decades, she had witnesses that were able to corroborate her story. Now you might say, well, that stuff got paid over, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But this is a story she maintained. But let me tell you something again about E. Jean Carroll. She is not no regular female out here. This is, she was a columnist for Elle magazine. Elle being ELLE. Por lo hispano, ella. You know what I mean? But like, she was a columnist for this magazine from 1993 up until 2019. It was actually the longest running magazine column where she was actually, or longest running column in American history, where she was actually like fielding, you know, letters and, you know, requests from the fans and then responding to them in her column. So she's not no, you know what I mean, just random slore out here, whatever. And, you know, or little fish, I would say, no regular fish. Now, with that being said, though, she had people corroborating her story, and you know, Trump basically doubled down on that Access Hollywood interview when he was asked about that situation. Like, yeah, you know, it's been the same for millions of years or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been that way. Yeah, if you're a star, you know, they let you in, and they asked him, like, you consider yourself a star? I'm saying, yeah, whatever. So that was stupid. That wasn't a good look. You know what I'm saying? But then, furthermore, they, in the same deposition, they showed him a picture of E. Jean Carroll with his ex-wife. And they asked him who that was or whatever. And he looks at E. Jean Carroll and says, oh yeah, that's my ex-wife, Marla. Now, anybody who's had an ex-wife, yeah, that's the woman I used to fuck on, fondle, and have my way with on a regular basis or whatever. Not a good look at all. Not fuck a good look. It's like, you're pretty much just saying either you're guilty as fuck, or you're not even cognizant enough to be telling the truth. You know what I'm saying? Or discern truth from a non-truth or whatever. At the end of the day, he fucked himself with that. You know what I'm saying? It is talk that, you know, the lawyers could have handled it a better way, but to be real, they just didn't have anything to work with. Look who they defending, Donald Trump. Not his jury, but his lawyers, not the jury, but his lawyers are defending Donald Trump. Like, that's always an uphill battle because the dude got so many knocks against him. Even when E. Jean Carroll came out and had said that she had raped him, she came out and said that Donald Trump had raped him because this was while, like, there was a dozen plus women who had actually came out and said Donald Trump did that after he did that Access Hollywood interview or whatever. And Trump said, you know, bitch is lying, I don't know that bitch, whatever. So this, she hit him with a defamation suit. Now, Trump has to pay her $5 million because of the settlement from this case or whatever, because of the verdict or whatever. Then he goes on to still double down on that defamation and say, I don't know this bitch, when it's already a fact that you seen a picture of her and thought it was her ex-wife. You must recognize her, cut it the fuck out. Now, I'm gonna say this, back to, you know, women actually being like paid off for things like this or whatever. At the, you know what I'm saying, being a star, and not even the women paying off, but being a star and being able to like have your way with women. And yeah, this is the editor's note side of this or whatever. While we know there's groupies out here, you know what I'm saying, we know there's people that's thirsty for fame, money, power, and male and female will suck and lick whatever they can to get some of that. You know what I'm saying? Or they might just really just be super turned on by your success, whatever. And while that does exist, at the end of the day, think about all the players you know, all the real players out here that we know in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you want to talk about, you know, today you're like Futures and Chris Browns, the Kid Rocks, the Machine Gun Kellys, the motherfucking you know what I mean, Tommy Lee's, you know, any rock stars you could really think of or whatever. Ain't none of them ever had to force themselves on no females to fuck on all the hoes. It just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? You might get some aggression here, whatever, yeah, for sure. But ain't no nigga really moving like that out here. Niggas that's really pulling all the bitches is not moving like that. So for y'all that are quick to be like, well, yeah, it's kind of true, whatever, like, it's just not real. It's not real in your own life. Analyze your own life. Think about all the players all the players you know in your real life. They typically be the least thirsty. Keep it a band. And Get that man a motherfucking jug of water, because that thirst ain't even the word to call for him saying that, oh yeah, when you could just grab him by the pussy, just kiss on him, no, you ain't gotta know him or whatever. That's my thoughts on that, man. Greenwood on Graduation.
The forest and means business, even if the so-called Earth's lung is on the hit list. Now that former president Silver's free, is he gonna end this shit? Over there's like